Hello everyone and welcome to Adolphos's Let's Play series of Jesei. Basically this is a detective game that is just point and click and pretty much it's a lot of fun. Like I said in my previous video, I actually acquired this game at Acon from a indie creator, so let's get started. Whoever said that your life flashes before your eyes when you die should be shot. Then maybe he'd see what it's really like. When you die, there are only two things. The first is sudden and terrifying realization that you are dying. The second thing is the final wish. As a person dies, there's always one last thing they wish they could do before they pass on. Sometimes it is as simple as wanting to say goodbye to a loved one, but usually it's a wish full of pain and regret. It's a wish for a life lived better, an angry word taken back, or a promise kept, a wish that will never be granted. Yeah, death sucks. Every single time. But I've experienced so many, I'm kinda numb to the whole thing by now. That's not to say I'm comfortable with it, I'm just used to it. After all, experiencing death is a story of my life. Saki Visual presents Jesei. Where am I? I blink slowly, trying to get my bearings. This place doesn't look familiar. Then again, it's been 3 years since anything has ever looked familiar to me. I yawn as my mind slowly clears. The room I'm in is filled with the scent of freshly ground coffee. I hear something. A machine? Steam? Right. I'm in a coffee shop somewhere in a city called Edgewater. It's my second day in this city. Judging from the empty cup on the table in front of me, I stopped here for a coffee because I was getting sleepy. And then, I fell asleep. Typical. I guess even a triple shot mocha latte is enough to keep me up these days. I wonder if I should get another one. Why not? I head over to the counter. No one else is in line. It's still afternoon. The girl at the counter grins as soon as she sees me.
Did you have a nice nap?
You saw me?
Don't worry, you weren't snoring or anything. But I'd wipe that drool off your face if I were you.
What?
I'm kidding. You're fine.
She laughs and winks at me.
So, what can I get for you? Whoa, are you okay?
Yeah.
You look like you want to hurl.
Why am I feeling this now? There shouldn't be any reason.
Hey, if you're not feeling well, the bathrooms are down that hallway.
Yeah, thanks. I grab the counter for support and stumble off in the direction she's pointing. My head is hurting even more now. If I'm feeling this sick, it can only mean one thing. Someone has died. As I walk down the hallway, I see the door to the woman's bathroom wide open. You're kidding. I wish this were a joke, but the instant throbbing in my head is telling me otherwise. Lying on the tile floor of the woman's bathroom is the corpse of a woman. I enter the restroom, gagging at the smell of the restroom's flowery perfume and disinfectant. The knife is sticking out of her chest. Doesn't make me terribly optimistic about what I'm about to do next. I hope she died quickly, otherwise this is going to wind up being very unpleasant. I glance around quickly to make sure no one is looking before I reach forward and touch her arm. I brace myself for the sudden pain in my chest, but it never comes. I can't breathe. I try to open my mouth, but it refuses to open. Something's on my face. I want to tear it away, but someone is holding me down. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I only wish that... As I open my eyes, I instinctively gasp for air. I know I wasn't actually suffocating, but it's still a reflex. My brain always remembers the pain of every death I experience, even though none of them are mine. I'm suddenly aware of someone staring at me from the hallway.
What did you do?
A woman is standing behind me, staring in horror at the dead body lying on the restroom floor. I didn't... Wait! I sigh and hang my head. This isn't going to end well. Then again, it never does.
Hey, kid, move away from the body.
A man strides briskly down the hallway towards me. His voice is demeanor and sharp, fluid, and commanding. Even without the uniform, it's obviously some sort of man of the law, considering what he's wearing. I'd guess a police officer. Sorry, officer. I promise, I didn't move anything. He looks surprised.
Officer?
Oh, you're not? Sorry. My dad was a police officer, and you look kind of like him. I mean, you carry yourself the same way.
Your dad was an officer? Which precinct?
He sounds skeptical. I guess I can't blame him. I don't remember. It was a while back, when we still lived in Los Angeles. He raises a knowing eyebrow as if he just caught me in a lie, but he doesn't comment on it.
I see. Well, why don't you come with me?
Sure. I follow the officer back into the main area of the shop. The woman who first saw me is standing by one of the tables looking shaken. The only other people in the shop are the girl who works here and the guy who looks like he's in college.
Excuse me, everyone. I'd like your attention for a moment. I'm Detective Mikolaj Gursky.
The detective pauses for a moment. It looks like he's trying to choose his words carefully.
Unfortunately, a dead body has just been discovered on this premises.
What? But how? I mean, who?
Unfortunately, I don't know anything about the situation yet. Because of this, I'm going to have to ask you all to stay here until the police come.
Until they come? You mean the police aren't here yet? What about you?
I'm technically not on duty right now, I just happen to be here.
I see.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak with each of you separately for just a little bit. It'll help move the investigation along if I can start collecting information now. Is that okay?
Sure. Anything to help.
Yeah, it's okay with me.
Yes, it's fine.
What about you, kid?
It's fine with me.
Right. Then we'll start with you. Come with me, please.
Detective Gursky motions for me to follow him to the hallway away from the rest of the coffee shop. As we walk down the hallway, I can't help but stare at the body in the bathroom. Detective Gursky glances at me and gently kicks the door of the bathroom. It swings in and bounces gently off the wall, closing with a soft thud.
How are you feeling?
Fine, I guess.
You just saw a dead body and you're fine?
He frowns at me.
Never mind. Let's just start with your name.
I'd rather not say.
Why not?
Because I'd rather not.
An officer of the law is asking you a question.
Then I plead the fifth.
The Fifth Amendment is only applicable to testifying under oath in a court of law or other tribunal.
Then I invoke my Miranda rights. Detective Gursky stares at me impassively. It's hard to tell what he's thinking, but I doubt he's pleased.
Fine, no name then. Why don't you tell me what happened today?
You mean about when I found the dead body?
Anything you think is pertinent.
Well, I came in here around noon today. I ordered a coffee, drank it, then fell asleep.
You fell asleep after you drank a triple shot mocha latte?
How do you know what I drank? Detective Gursky nods at the empty cup on the table where I was sleeping.
Saw you snoozing when I came in. The mocha latte checkbox is checked off on the side of the cup, and the maroon sleeve around the cup is only used for triple shots. I am a detective, you know.
And a serious one at that. He's even reading my drinks when he's off duty. Well, I woke up about 10 minutes ago, I guess. Maybe less. Gursky glances at the clock on the wall.
So, around 2:40, you'd say?
I guess so. I was just about to get another drink when I suddenly started to feel sick.
Ah, yes, I did see you looking a little ill when you were at the counter.
The girl at the counter told me I should go to the bathroom, and when I went, I saw the body lying there.
What were you doing in the women's bathroom?
The door was already opened. I saw her from the hallway.
Did you touch her?
Drip thought. Even if I say no, they'll probably find my prints on her anyway. Yes.
And why were you touching her?
I wanted to see if she's okay. I didn't know she was dead at the time. The detective nods understandingly, but I doubt he believes me. Any idiot could have seen the knife in the woman's chest at least 10 feet away.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
There's something weird about all this, but maybe I should keep it to myself for now.
Then please
Not really.
leave the main area.
Sure. Detective Gursky follows me and turns to the rest of the people in the coffee shop.
Would anyone like to go next?
I'll go.
The woman raises her hand timidly and Detective Gursky nods at her.
Then follow me.
I sink down into one of the chairs and close my eyes. This doesn't make any sense. The woman in the restroom has a knife in her chest, no doubt, but in my vision, she was being suffocated. Then again, my vision did cut off before it was finished. That woman interrupted me. I wish I could have read the body again, but I'm sure to get caught even if I try to get close to the body. Somehow it doesn't really seem worth the risk. I guess I'll just have to approach this from a different angle. Alright, let's talk to the college boy. Across the room, the college boy is typing away on his laptop. He pauses to glare at a pile of notes on the table next to him. He's still doing homework at a time like this. He looks up and we briefly make eye contact.
Is something wrong?
Not really. You just look really calm, all things considered. He glances to the side nervously.
Actually, I'm pretty freaked out. But it hasn't really set in, you know? Part of me is hoping this is all just a hidden camera show or something.
It would be a lot nicer if that were the case.
I'm sorry. You're the one who found the body, right?
Yeah. He's silent for a moment.
Is it scary? Seeing a dead body, I mean.
I guess most people would be pretty terrified to see a dead body, especially one that's obviously been murdered. Yeah.
You look pretty calm too, you know?
Oh, I guess I do.
My name's Kizaki. What about you?
I'd rather not. Kizaki blinks and stares off in the distance for a moment. It looks like he's spacing out. Are you okay?
Huh? Oh yeah, I'm fine.
He laughs nervously before smiling warmly at me.
It's okay if you don't want to say your name.
What should I ask? Let's ask, so what are you doing here anyway?
Studying.
He nods at the pile of papers scattered across the table.
I have an exam soon and I come here a lot since it's a quiet place with no distractions.
He sighs.
So much for that.
If he has an exam, then he probably is in college after all. Are you in college?
Yeah, but I'm only a part-time student. Even community college is expensive. I have to keep a part-time job just to stay afloat.
What do you do?
It's kinda hard to explain. I guess you could say I'm a sort of errand boy? I do odd jobs, fetch things, occasionally make tea for my boss. Stuff like that.
I see. What should I ask? Do you think the killer is still here? Kazaki suddenly turns pale.
Killer? I thought she died from a heart attack or something. Oh no, this is even worse.
He looks like he's about to start crying. Whoa.
What if the murderer is still here? What if we're all gonna be picked off one by one until there's no one left?
I really don't think that's the case. Besides, it's not as if we're trapped on a remote island or anything. I point at Kazaki's laptop. You're even connected to the internet.
Oh, yeah.
He suddenly looks a lot more relieved.
I guess I overreacted.
No kidding.
But it's still really creepy to think that someone was killed here. I hope that detective figures it out soon.
What should I ask? Can you remember anything about the woman who died?
I'm afraid I was pretty caught up in my work. I didn't really notice much about anyone else.
Nothing at all?
Well, I think she may have been looking for someone. When she came in, she looked around a bit like she was expecting to see someone. I remember wondering if she was looking for you, and you just didn't notice her because you were asleep.
Wow, is there anyone in this coffee shop who didn't watch me sleep?
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Detective Gursky approaches us. The woman he was speaking with trails closely behind him. As soon as she sees me, she quickly looks away.
No, we're not doing anything in particular.
Kazaki's voice trails off as he speaks. He looks uncomfortable.
Right. In that case, would you please come with me?
Oh, yeah.
Kazaki follows Detective Gursky to the hallway. About earlier,
Don't touch me.
the woman glares at me, her eyes laced with disgust.
I saw what you did.
I didn't do anything. I found her like that. The woman frowns at me.
Just don't speak to me.
She sits down and folds her arms, glaring at me from across the room. I guess I should leave her alone. The girl who works at the coffee shop is sitting a few tables away from me, staring at the ground. She looks up and notices that I'm looking in her direction.
Surreal, isn't it?
Huh?
Knowing you're in the same building as a dead body, I mean.
She smiles apologetically at me.
By the way, my name's Chance.
Chance? That sounds like a fake name. What should I ask? You have a rather unusual name. She laughs.
I get that a lot. The truth is, I changed my name. My parents named me Bertha. That's not exactly a good name for a famous singer.
You're a famous singer?
Not yet, but I want to be. I know it's a crazy dream, but I'm willing to take the chance. That's why I chose that name. Get it? Chance? I'm pretty cheesy, huh?
Maybe not cheesy, but I think the name Bertha actually means famous. So, really, you had a good name in the first place?
Really? I didn't know that. You're pretty smart.
Not particularly. I just like to pay attention to names and what they mean.
That's cool. I know someone just like you.
I seriously doubt that. Do you know anything about the woman who died?
Nothing comes to mind. I saw her go to the bathroom earlier, but I wasn't paying attention. Still, I think I would have recognized her if she was someone I knew.
What should I ask? Do you remember what time you saw her?
Maybe around 2 o'clock? I'm not sure.
What makes you think it was 2 o'clock?
Well, my shift starts around then, and she came in a little bit after I did. She looked like a secretary, so I thought it was weird that she'd come during working hours.
I see. Do you think the killer is still around?
I sure hope not.
Chance shivers.
I don't know why he'd stick around anyway. Doesn't a murderer usually run after he kills someone?
Good point.
You two look like you're getting along.
Oh.
We were just chatting.
I see that. I hope you don't mind if I cut in.
Go ahead. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the woman from earlier still glaring at me. Hey,
I thought I told you not to speak to me.
listen, I don't know what you thought you saw, but that woman was already dead when I found her.
Don't take me for a fool.
I want to be reasonable with her, but she's being so difficult. If you just thought about it, you wouldn't think that. If I actually had killed that woman, don't you think I would try to stop you, or at least run away? Instead, I waited around and even spoke with that detective. She doesn't respond. Really? You're going to discount me just like that?
Fine, I'll bite. What's your side of the story?
I already told you, I found her like that.
That's nice. Now don't talk to me.
You don't believe me.
Sure don't. If you can actually show me proof, then maybe I'll listen to you.
Interrogating him yourself, Miss Bergstrom?
Detective Gursky approaches us with a hint of a smile on his lips. It's hard to tell that if he's actually amused or just hiding his annoyance.
He wanted to talk to me.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak with him.
Sure, do as you please.
She shrugs and walks away. I follow Detective Gursky off to the side.
Are you sure talking with your main accuser was really a good idea?
What?
You do realize that she's convinced you're the murderer, right? Acting like that only makes you look more suspicious.
Yeah, well...
And I have to be honest, a lot of the evidence points towards you already. You were the first at the scene, and you even admitted to touching the body. There's not much that votes for your innocence.
But all the evidence you have is only circumstantial.
I can hold you for 48 hours before charging you with a crime. That's enough time to find more evidence.
Sometimes I hate that law. I know, but I didn't do it.
If you really want me to believe you, you're going to have to be a lot more cooperative. Obviously, you're interested in clearing your name, whatever it may be. It works better if you work with me, not against me.
You want me my help? He frowns.
Not particularly, but I don't have many options right now. I could tell you to sit this out and let the professionals handle this, but then you just go behind my back. I'd rather have you where I can keep an eye on you. So I'll let you talk around, but you have to tell me everything you learn. And for the record, this isn't a free pass to conduct your own investigation. I'm only saying you can talk with the others. Got it?
Got it. Well, looks like I have a little bit more slack for now. But even if he says that, it's not like he's giving me any useful information to go off of. Alright, so let's examine the room. The area is small but comfortable with nice lighting and a clean atmosphere. Okay, so nothing in the room yet. Let's go talk to Chance. Chance noticed me looking at her. She giggles and waves at me.
How's it going?
You got changed.
Yeah, I called my manager and he said I should close for the day, so there's really no point in wearing my uniform anymore. But never mind that. How did it go?
How did what go?
Talking with that detective, of course. Did he say anything?
Is it really okay that I'm supposed to question everyone? Let's say nothing in particular. Let's leave everything under the shadows right now. Nothing in particular. He just wanted me to not bother him.
What do you mean by bothering him?
Beats me. So... Did you notice anything suspicious about Kazaki?
Who?
That college kid.
Oh, is that his name? I've never seen him before.
Really? He said that he comes here all the time.
He does? I'm pretty sure I haven't seen him before. Maybe he usually comes at some other time?
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't recall him doing anything weird. He came in, sat up, and spent all his time working on homework.
Did you know anything suspicious about Miss Bergstrom?
You mean that woman who looks like she's mad at you?
Yeah, her.
Well, she definitely looked like she was in a hurry. Then again, she always does.
She comes here often?
All the time. And she always looks like she's in a hurry. I guess she's a busy woman.
Do you know what Miss Bergstrom does for a living?
I'm pretty sure she works for Biodev Imaging. It's just down the street, so a lot of people who work there like to come by here. I'm afraid I don't know exactly what she does, though.
Alright, let's end that conversation. I guess that's all I want to talk about for now.
Alright.
Okay, let's go talk to Kazaki. I look over at Kazaki. He's still typing away on his computer. I guess even being at the scene of the murder is an excuse to turn in homework late.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
It looked like Detective Gursky was lecturing you about something. He's a pretty imposing guy.
Is he? It seems to me like he's just doing his job.
I guess I'm just worried he's gonna arrest me or something.
Arrest him. Either this kid is paranoid or he's hiding something. Relax, he just won't randomly arrest you, you know. Although I don't know if the same goes for me.
What?
He looks confused. Nothing. Detective Gursky's threat to me in custody for 40 hours still looming over in my head. I'm really on a short leash here. Did you notice anything suspicious about Chance?
The girl who works here? She wouldn't do anything.
Are you sure?
Of course, she works here after all.
That didn't answer my question.
Well, if you're wondering if I saw her do anything weird, I didn't. She was cleaning the espresso machines for a while. She didn't look too happy about that. Then she went into the back kitchen, so I didn't see her anymore.
If she were in the kitchen, she would have gone to the bathroom without you seeing her, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Did you notice anything suspicious about Miss Bergstrom?
I'm afraid I didn't see her come in. I was busy working at the time. I didn't notice anything until I heard her scream.
That's all for now. Alright, let's question Miss Bergstrom. This is actually going to be the end of the first part on this series, so let's see if she'll actually talk to us now. Miss Bergstrom is still across the room from me, brooding. Oh boy, this isn't going to be easy. She wasn't willing to give me a benefit of the doubt earlier at all. I approach her carefully, holding my hands out in an attempt to show her that I mean no harm. Hey.
What do you want?
I just want to talk. I try to figure out what happened. She doesn't look convinced. Look, there are other people here. Nothing is going to happen to you. I just want to ask a few questions.
Why are you even doing this?
The why of the matter is complicated. How do I explain it? I want to prove I'm innocent. After a moment of silence, she lets out a long sigh.
I guess it's okay then. What do you want to know?
Did you notice anything suspicious about Chance?
That barista? She's a sweet girl, if not a little unrealistic. She'll talk about her dream of being a singer to anyone who will listen. She often gets livid when anyone says anything that doesn't coincide with her dream. But she's very cheerful otherwise.
Livid?
She once tossed hot coffee at a customer for insulting her voice. He only got a few burns on his arm, but I'm pretty sure she was aiming for his face.
And she didn't get fired for that?
The whole thing was settled out of court, and the owner of this place is her father, so naturally she got to keep her job. Honestly, kids these days just get everything handed to them on a silver platter. It's wholly frustrating.
Did you notice anything suspicious about Kazaki?
I assume you mean that boy over there? He hasn't done anything that seems out of the ordinary. I can't really say one way or another, though.
That's all I needed for now.
I hope it helped.
Okay, so we've got an interesting event going on so far. So apparently Chance has anger issues when someone insults her dream. So did she kill this woman because this woman insulted something with her dream? Or is Kazaki more suspicious than we think he is? Or is Miss Bergstrom the culprit? But it can't be, because she's the one that witnessed the murder and came in late. Very interesting. Or was it the detective? We won't know. We don't know. We don't have enough information right now. So guys, I hope you actually enjoyed this first part. Be sure to look for the second part coming up very soon. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and